Welcome to Action Coaching. We're certainly delighted that you joined us on today because God has a special coaching word just for you. First of all, I want to say I'm delighted at all of my Action Coaching partners who tune in each and every week and you let me know how much you appreciate Action Coaching. I want you to know I'm very thankful for that. So I want to encourage you that if you're watching us on YouTube, then hit subscribe. Let us know that you are part of the Action Coaching family. And also you can get up-to-date things about what's happening on Action Coaching because it will be a blessing to you. Those of you that are watching on Facebook, make sure you hit like. Reach out to us. Let us know through social media some of the questions you would like for us to deal with on Action Coaching. Some of the things that maybe you would like to hear my perspective on it. I'm just one of the many perspectives out there. But I found out this, certain things when you reach out to different individuals, they all have the same theme. It's just maybe a different way of saying it, but it all reaches to the same conclusion. So I'm not saying I'm the only expert. There are many people out there that know a lot more than me. But our goal is to coach you so that you could be the best person that God have created you to be. We all have gifts. We all have talents. These things are given to us by God. Now some people say, well, we all got gifts or we all got talents, then why ain't mine working for me? Why is the person down the street gift and talent working for them or somebody across town? Well, we're going to try to answer that question too on today, but however, I want you to know that God made you uniquely you, and that if you put the work in and the time in, you can be greatly blessed by the gifts and talents that you have on today, and that's my desire for you here on Action Coaching. Now, as we dive into Action Coaching on today, I'm going to start out with a story. So I don't want you to think that in the process of telling this story, I mean, it's true and everything, I'm just making a point that I'm taking the coaching session lightly or I'm just doing something frivolous that don't make any sense. Trust me, it will make sense to you, but it will drive home a point. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about two people. I'm using them as people, but basically they're two words, but I'm calling them people to explain my point on today. Now, let's just say we know a person, whether male or female, and both of their names is success. Whether it's male or female, both of them name is success. You know, they got the name Success. You know, they walking on the street, people will say, hey, Success, how you doing, Success? You know, if it was a guy, if you high five or give me some pounds, Success, good to see you on the corner. So we're talking about these two people and they both can be named Success. So Success got together, both of them, male or female. Both of them named Success, and they came in contact with each other and they decided that they was going to have a big party. They were going to have a grand event that there was going to be so many amazing people there that they're going to be the talk of the town. People would probably do anything to come to the Successes party. And they let everybody know. It's on every radio station, every TV station. It's everywhere. It's all over the internet that the Successes are having a party. And the only way you can get into this party, and it's open for everybody, but you got to have this one ticket to get in. Without this ticket, they're not going to let you through the door. They're not going to let you enjoy the party. You ain't going to get to mingle with the Successes. So you got to make sure you got to have this one ticket. Now my point is, how do I get into the successes party? Now the successes are not, they're not discriminating. They're not got a pick list, this one can come, that one can come. They saying this party is open to everybody that got this ticket, that they can come in and mingle with us successes. Mr. and Mrs. Success, throwing this party, and you can come in and mingle with them. Now, what is the ticket? Well, I'm finna tell you. The ticket has written on it, sacrifice. So if you ain't got a ticket called sacrifice, you can't come to the successes party. You got to have that ticket called that says sacrifice in order to get into this party. If you don't have that ticket, you can't come mingle with the successors. You just have to stay out and do whatever you're doing it, but you got to have this ticket to get into the party, sacrifice. Now, what's my point with my story and in this particular action coaching session is there are a lot of people that want to be successful, but there are very few people that want to sacrifice. And you cannot have one without the other. They're not just identical twins. They're the reason that each one exists. People are successful because they're willing to sacrifice. People are not successful because they are not willing to sacrifice. So here are the two key ingredients. People have great things because they're willing to sacrifice great things. People are successful because they're willing to sacrifice. Because they understand what they used to say on the street, no pain, no gain. Meaning, there are going to be some things you got to do in order to enjoy the level of success in your life. There are a lot of people. We meet them every day. We see them in our churches. Some of them are still our friends. And they consistently talk about what they're going to do. They want to have this. They want to be big time at that. They want to do all of these crazy things. And they don't want to sacrifice nothing. They don't want to do anything extra. They just grumble and complain because they don't have it. You know the reason so many people are jealous of other people's success? It's probably not because they don't like you personally. You know, they just like what you got and what you do. That's a personal thing, but they probably don't like you personally because they don't know you a lot of times enough to not like you personally. But the reason they can get so angry and so jealous is we can just sum it up simply by saying they don't want to meet Mr. and Mrs. Sacrifice. They don't want to sacrifice anything. They just want it to come easy without any sacrifice. You see it time and time and time again. You know, I've been through points in my life that, you know, all of the things that it took for me to be an effective minister of God and the things that I achieved, it was a lot of hard work. And you know, amazing thing is, you can become successful And other people don't want to do what you did to be successful, but they sure want to jump up on your platform and act like this is who they are. They certainly won't say, well, I can preach better than you. I got no problem with that. You know, I have to tell people, I got no problem with that. Just do like I did. Just start on the street. You know, all the success is a sacrifice. Just do what you need to do to get what you want. Not try to ride on somebody else's success because you don't want to put in the hard work. That's why coaching is so important. It's necessary. And you need to understand that these two groups, success and sacrifice, they consistently hang out with each other because both of them are important to each other enjoying the type of life they would like to live. See, there's no sacrifice, and you want to be successful. I think a lot of times people think, kind of like, you know, when you first start going to school, then you might start in the first grade. Then before you graduate from high school or whatever it is, there's probably going to be a process of 12 years. Okay, well, that's the rule. It's 12 years later, you can get your high school diploma and you come on out. You know, that's because you had to achieve a lot of things from grade 1 to 12. Now, these days, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to do the 1 to 12. I just want to jump straight to 12. And, you know, that's sometimes you can get caught up in if people run around promising so many blessings for you in different situations, and you just feel like you don't have to do anything. People always want a word from God. Yeah, I need somebody to give me a word from God. God, I need you to tell me that this time next year, I'm going to be successful. Well, I got news for you. I know that prophecy is spoken of in the Bible, but the bottom line is every word that's spoken from God comes with some conditions and some work behind it. You think about it. God told Moses he was going to lead the children of Israel out of Egypt into the promised land. Yeah, 40 years later, 40 years on the desert. Now everybody would like to grab a stick, that rod, and just wave it so people could come free. But ain't a whole lot of people want that 40 years when don't nobody know who you are. Nobody calling your name when you're not, quote unquote, the big person on the block. So, in this session, we're going to talk from both sides of this party, success and sacrifice. We're going to go a little bit into the meaning of each one to try to help you understand. Not that you can not have the things that you desire. Not that you can achieve the goals that you believe you can. But are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to do? If you want to have the man you want or the woman you want or the conditions you want, the question is, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice for your success? That's what's so important. I want to know, what are you willing to do? I don't want you to go anywhere. I'll be right back to talk to you.
Tap somebody and say, I'm made for miracles. You know why God allowed things to happen to you? He want to teach you that there are about 5 people got it. He want to teach you that there are. So whatever the devil knock you back with, God said now's the time to show it. that he can't keep me there. Y'all ain't talking. Now is the time to let the devil know. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world.
Welcome back. I left off saying we're going to talk about some things that go on both sides of the two S I'm talking about. Success and sacrifice. Now let's deal with sacrifice first. The bottom line is, what are you willing to do to get what you want? If it's something big, something humongous, something that can change not only your situation, but the situation of others, what are you willing to sacrifice? Now, the number one thing I want to tell you about sacrifice is all of it hurt. Yeah. And the higher the level, the more the sacrifice and the more hurt you're going to experience. It's kind of like the first time, I don't know many of you watching me, but you could say, okay, I want to get myself in shape. Now, I know they got a lot of advertisement that say if you take this pill, you drink this juice, you'll be 30, 40 pounds lighter by next week. Well, the part they don't tell you is it's going to have to be some work with that. A lot of people, they want to skip the work and avoid it. So I found out that anything you get real quick, it usually go quickly too. So you have to understand that. Now, what is sacrifice? Sacrifice is understanding all the things you're going to either have to give up or work harder or be more determined and more focused to get what you want. When I first got my vision, and I knew I wanted it, and I knew I could have it, and I believed that I could have it, but I just wasn't ready for the sacrifice. Now, the sacrifice was a whole nother issue. I didn't think that lifelong friends that I grew up with, that we were going to stop being friends. I didn't realize that certain things I want was going to bring persecution, difficulty, name calling, and all of those things. I'm thinking, what did I do wrong? I just want to be successful, have what other people have that are successful. So I thought. I didn't realize all of these things came along with it. I understood that I had to be more focused, had to be more disciplined. There's some people I like personally, they just couldn't walk with me no longer. Not because they were bad people, because I needed every ounce of energy that I had and focus to be as successful as I wanted to be. I know a lot of you have been keeping long-time friends, and all they do is hold you back and slow up your success because you are so uncomfortable with hurting them, not understanding that they're hurting you. So there's hurt going in both directions. There's some things that not everybody can go along with you. Now, I'm the type of person that I was taught when you go to the job, I was taught that you didn't get there just in time enough to say you're on time. I was taught that you get up early, that you start out early, and that you be there way ahead of time. I was always taught that, okay, say I had to be at work at 8 o'clock. And I couldn't just wait till 7:30 to come to work because there are a lot of things that could happen in that process of time. So I need to figure out what I needed to do in order to always be where I'm supposed to be at that particular time. Now I used to have a friend. We worked at the same place, and he would ride with me. I didn't mind him riding with me, but he was the type of person that he was never as early as me. I would pull up and I got to be waiting on him. And he'll come out with just enough time, hopefully if nothing don't happen, that we get to the job a few minutes before it's time for us to go to work. Oh man, that frustrated me. I was tense, driving through traffic, because I didn't want to be late. It just was driving me. I wanted to make sure I was where I was supposed to be at the time I was supposed to be. This was a hindrance. Finally, I had to come down to a decision. And I had to sacrifice the friendship by saying, hey man, I can't come by and you riding with me because I like to be 30 minutes early before it's my time to clock in, and you push it up to the last moment. This ain't personal. You can ride with whoever you want to, but I realize we got to sacrifice this friendship because you're not wanting to go where I wanted to go concerning this job. And then I found out that even being successful on the job and you wanted to go to different levels, there were more things that had to be sacrificed. And sacrifice is not something that always comes equipped with pleasure. Most of the things we have to sacrifice are the things that are bad for us, but we just like them so well. You know, it's not so much that a good thing is something you have to sacrifice. We usually just have to sacrifice the bad things. For instance, if you want to get your health right, you want to get your body together, first thing they tell you is all the foods you like, you can't eat them like that anymore. You got to regiment, you got to sacrifice, you got to go, you got to get to where you want. And these things are necessary, and you got to be willing to sacrifice that. Nothing in life is going to come easy. It's going to come through great sacrifice. You can reach the level you want to reach. It's just depending on how much time you're willing to sacrifice to put into your craft. Or do you want to take half of the time and hang out with your friends and y'all talking about nothing and you just around wondering and not fulfilling anything in your life? You can do that if you want to. But the people that are successful are very attentive to themselves. And if they got any friends, they got friends that are striving for success too. Now you can have friends that want to be successful. All of y'all think the same way. All of y'all practicing the same principles if that's what you desire. You see, there are a lot of people, they want to go to the success party, but they don't have the sacrifice ticket. In this time we're living in, the question comes down to basically one thing. What are you willing to do to get what you dream you can have? How much are you willing to give up to achieve your dream and your vision? I'm here to tell you, you're not going to achieve it if there is no sacrifice. Because success demands sacrifice. Success does not invite sacrifice to its party. Sacrifice got to have a ticket to get into the party. To be successful, you got to understand that what we're endeavoring to do is going to take great sacrifice. Now, a lot of people, especially when you come up to holidays, like Easter, Christmas or holidays like that, during Easter, we talk about how Jesus died on the cross for our sins. Now, it sounds good. And thank God for it. It's very important to what we believe. But I just want to know how many people will get up on that cross and die for us. I'd just like to know how many of you will say, Jesus, you don't have to be on the cross. I'll be the one to get up on the cross. No, I don't think that you're going to have too many people that volunteer to get up on the cross and sacrifice themselves for us. Because sacrifice is difficult. Sacrifice is hard. On the flip side, if sacrifice is paid and done right, you can enjoy great things in life. So I'm going to close with this point, is the question of this whole coaching session is, to everybody that wants to be successful, you got to understand it's not going to happen without sacrifice. And to everybody that don't want to sacrifice, you're never going to achieve your goals. You're never going to be invited to the party. You're not going to be able to go to Mr. and Mrs. Success Party because you don't have the ticket called sacrifice. Reach out to me via social media and let me know what you think about this topic on today. I would love to hear from you. And trust me, I know I'll be blessed by some of your comments and amused by other people's comments. But nevertheless, reach out to me and let me know. Now, I certainly enjoyed this coaching session. I want to encourage you to sit down and sow a generous seed faith offering for the support of Action Coaching. Yes, we need your financial support so that we can continue bringing Action Coaching into your home and expand and do bigger and better things that allow us to coach people in even a greater way. There's a link in my bio that will give you a host of ways to sow unto Action Coaching on today. Sow for Action Coaching. Some of you can sow $100, $50, $200, $500, thousands of dollars for the support of Action Coaching. I want you to go to that link now and do it. And trust me into the work of God. God's work always gives back to you. Well, we certainly enjoyed you being with us today on Action Coaching. And as I do each and every week, I want to encourage you. Share the word with a friend and keep the word in action.